You know, every single day, we make tons of choices about what to eat. But have you ever really stopped to think about what you're telling your body to do with each bite? Well, that's what we're doing today. We are going to decode the instruction manual that's hidden right there on your plate. Let's dive in.
I mean, really think about it. You eat something, and then what happens? It's so much more than just filling your stomach. Every single bite is a set of instructions, a message sent directly to your cells. It's this incredible, complex process that literally powers your life, builds your body, and even shapes how you feel.
Okay, so let's get on the same page. What even is food officially? Well, you can think of it as the raw material your body uses for, well, everything. It's for building, repairing, and just maintaining the whole system. And here's the kicker. No single food has all the materials needed for the job, which is exactly why hearing about a varied diet is so important. All right, to crack this code, we've got to meet the main characters in our story. And first up are the macronutrients. Just think of these as the big three, the heavy lifters. They're the fundamental energy sources and building materials that your body needs in pretty large amounts every single day. If you zoom way out, every nutrient you eat basically has one of three core jobs. It's either providing fuel to keep the lights on, acting as construction material for growth and repair, or it's running defense to protect your system from all sorts of trouble. It's a really simple but powerful way to think about what's on your plate. So let's break down those big three and their roles. Carbohydrates, that's your go-to quick access fuel for right now energy. Fats are more like your body's backup power generator, a really dense, long-term energy reserve. And protein, that's the stack of bricks, the literal building blocks your body uses to construct and repair itself. Fuel, reserve, and building blocks. Simple, right? And get a load of this chart. It shows us the energy we get from each gram of these macros, measured in what we call calories. Just look at that difference. Fat packs more than double the energy of carbs or protein, gram for gram. This is exactly why it's such an efficient backup fuel. It really shows you that not all nutrients are created equal when it comes to energy.
Okay, pop quiz time. We've talked about the energy from the big three. But what about all that other good stuff in our food? You know, the vitamins, the minerals. How many calories do you think they've got? And the answer is a big ol' zero. That's right, none. They don't provide any energy themselves. And this, right here, is the key difference that separates our big shot macronutrients from the next group we need to talk about, the micronutrients. Their job is completely different.
So let's meet that all-important support crew, the vitamins and minerals. We call them micronutrients. They're not giving you the raw energy, but think of them more like the project managers, the mechanics, and the electricians of your body. Without them, none of the energy making or bodybuilding could happen the right way.
It's pretty wild when you think about it. For macros, we're talking about grams, right? But for these guys, we only need tiny amounts, like micrograms or milligrams. They're the essential catalysts, the little spark plugs that fire up thousands of chemical reactions to keep you running smoothly. Now, vitamins get sorted into two main teams. First, you've got your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. Think of them as the players you can store in your body's fat tissue for later. But then you have the water-soluble ones, like B vitamins and vitamin C. Your body can't store them. Whatever you don't use right away just gets flushed out. And what does that mean? It means you need to get them in your diet, like, all the time.
And then you have minerals, truly the unsung heroes of nutrition. These are actual inorganic elements, stuff that comes from the earth that our bodies need. I mean, calcium literally builds your skeleton, and iron is absolutely critical for carrying oxygen in your blood. You can't make these, so you have to get them from your food. No way around it.
All right, so we've met the big players, the macros, and we've met the essential support crew, the micros. So what now? How do we put all these pieces together? This is where we get to the master plan, creating a balanced diet.
This quote really nails it. But the key phrase in here, the magic words, are proper proportions. See, it's not just about getting a little bit of everything. It's about getting the right combination of all these different nutrients to match what your body actually needs to thrive. So what does proper proportions actually look like? Well, for energy sources, it generally breaks down something like this. The recommendation is for about 60% of our energy to come from carbs, around 30% from fats, and about 10% from protein. It's a great, simple blueprint to keep in mind for your daily meals. Okay, but how do we know exactly how much vitamin C or calcium we need? Are we just guessing? Nope. That's where the recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, comes in.
These are the official, science-backed guidelines that tell us the targets to aim for. Think of it as the super detailed ingredient list in our body's user manual. So we have the master plan, we have the instructions. But what happens when things go wrong, when the instructions get scrambled, or we use the wrong materials? This brings us to what happens when that crucial nutritional balance is lost.
Now, this is super important. When most of us hear the word malnutrition, we usually think of one thing, not having enough food. But that's only half the story. The real definition is much broader. Malnutrition can be a deficiency, for sure, but it can also be an excess of nutrients. It's a two-sided coin.
And here are the two sides of that coin. Undernutrition is when you have a deficiency of nutrients, which can lead to some really serious health problems. And on the flip side, you have overnutrition, which is an excess. That can also lead to major issues like obesity. It all comes back to that one central idea: balance.
So, at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. If every single bite of food is a command you're giving your body, an instruction to build, to energize, to repair, to protect, the only question left is, what instructions are you writing? What are you going to tell your body to do today?